productivity, winning strategies, and aligning employer-employee goals. If this sounds like something your business could use more of, then you've come to the right place. The Business Mechanic Show with your host, Vaughn Sigmund. Let Vaughn show you how to develop, improve, and jumpstart your business. So now, please welcome the host of The Business Mechanic, Vaughn Sigmund.
Welcome to the Business Mechanic Show. I'm your host, Vaughn Sigmund, co-founder of Results-Driven Leadership, where we provide the knowledge, skills, and tools you need to advance your career and business success. Whether you're just getting started or been running a business for years, we have the advice and tips to help you stay ahead of the competition. Today, we're going to talk about the following. Are you ready to lead?
Productivity, winning strategies, and aligning employer-employee goals. If this sounds like something your business could use more of, then you've come to the right place. The Business Mechanic Show with your host, Vaughn Sigmund. Let Vaughn show you how to develop, improve, and jumpstart your business. So now, please welcome the host of The Business Mechanic, Vaughn Sigmund.
So as a manager, it's natural to question if you have what it takes to be a boss. Being in a management position carries tremendous responsibilities. Responsibilities impact both the company's performance, success, profitability, sales, engagement, etc. And we often miss the fact that we're impacting the lives of the people who work with us, both our peers, our boss, and most importantly, our team members. We sometimes lose sight of how the things we do and say impacts them. And with all that in mind, today we're going to discuss some leadership skills to ensure you're fully prepared. At least you're thinking about these things. It's crucial in your growth path to evaluate your skill sets and identify areas of development. We don't know what we don't know. We're not great at everything. None of us are. And so I hope today in this podcast, I will tempt you, motivate you to think about an area or two that I'm going to briefly touch on, to start doing a little work on improving that area of your leadership toolbox. And I don't care how you do it. I don't care what tools you go and find to work on this. You can take courses, you can read books, you can listen to podcasts. And thank you, by the way, for listening today. Or YouTube, workshops, seminars. The fact that you're listening to this podcast, as I often say, is a very positive reflection on you. You're looking to get better. There's some reason that you're taking the time to listen to this podcast, and my hat's off to you for your self-development exercise. So keep up the good work. So let's start talking about some of the key elements of being a great boss. First thing, and I did a whole podcast on this, let's define your leadership style. By reflecting on your strengths, your personality, and you can establish a very strong foundation for your approach. Everybody's approach is unique. And we need to have confidence that ours is utilizing our strengths, our personalities, our values to be as good as we possibly can. But are you tapping into all of these? Are you even aware of all of these? So I want you to consider the traits that you want to be known for and how your unique qualities can inspire and motivate your team, because that is what great leaders do. That's not what managers do. That's what great leaders do. And the reason why you're listening to this today and out seeking information on how to be a better leader, always keep in mind, it's not about your functional knowledge. It's not about your process knowledge. It's how you inspire and motivate those who are working with you to do the great job that you need them to do. You are the linchpin to all this. And always remember, leadership is a continuous journey. And your style is going to evolve over time. If you're early in your career, when you reflect back over however many years or decades that you are in a leadership role, you'll realize how much you've grown and learned. I certainly have. And I hope all of you have the opportunity to have the journey I had of learning and growing and getting better through time. So next, focus on fostering your team's growth. Foster on your people, no matter what business you're in, the people business, and the better your people are, and the better they respect you, the better your growth, their growth, and the company's growth is going to be. Understanding how to measure performance, identify skill gaps, and spot growth opportunities within your team is absolutely vital. I've also done a podcast on this if you want to go back and find it. How to spot the talent on your team, because it's that you need to leverage as a leader. And you're actually going to affect three key parts of being a great boss. One, you're contributing this talent to have more impact on the organization, the company, the team, setting them up for future growth within the organization. Super important. Two, you're working on them. You're working on them. You're giving them the opportunity to leverage their strengths to get ahead in life, to take on more responsibility, to get raises, to be able to provide for their family in an even greater way. And the third way is the satisfaction and the confidence it gives you of being able to be an influence, a positive influence on somebody getting ahead. It's an awesome feeling. Been involved with it so many times in my life, and I take so much pride in being able to point people in the direction and give them the knowledge and tools they need over the 40 plus years that I've done this. It is an amazing self-satisfaction. But you have to know the nuances of how to spot this talent. And then more importantly, once I spot it, how do I leverage that? What do I need to do to develop them? Again, another whole podcast on that, how to develop your team. I have courses on all this as well. Results Driven Leadership, rdltraining.com. So there's always links to our website in the show notes. Come check it out. But fostering your team's growth, take time to evaluate how you can impact your team's structure and dynamics. Create an environment that encourages growth. People will be so attracted to you and being part of your team because you're contributing to that individual's success, the team's success, the company's success, and your success. Many bosses skip over the importance of this. It generally is an aha moment when we're evaluating where they're at. Another essential aspect is effective prioritization and delegation. You've got to optimize your time and resources by determining what tasks you can eliminate, continue, or increase. What do you have to do? What can you teach somebody else to do? What are your priorities? How do you set priorities for others? Delegation, your ability to assign tasks and roles, accomplishes two key components. Back to the development aspect. They're learning and growing, and at the same time, they're taking some of the responsibility off your plate You'll have more time to work on your business versus in your business. Delegation's crucial role of empowering your team to take ownership. As you grant this responsibility, you're also encouraging ownership. If you want buy-in and commitment from your team, give them reasons to be bought in and committed. And if you can delegate more to them and give them that responsibility, very often we overlook the positive impact that has on your team members. And that allows you to concentrate on your strategic initiatives, the higher level, more important things, the things that are highly important, but not super urgent. You want to try to get these urgent and important things, or these urgent but not as important things, to folks who are reporting to you. And I know somebody that, where am I going to find the time? They're not as good as me. It's going to take forever for them to learn. Yes, you had to learn too. But everybody learns at a different pace. You have to have some patience, absolutely. But you have to have the personal commitment to help others learn and grow. And delegation is absolutely a key component of that. And then being able to prioritize, establish clear accountability mechanisms, timelines, and making sure that you've gone through your list of either to-dos, projects, responsibilities, and you're keeping them aligned with the prioritization at which they deserve. Don't get caught up in the day-to-day is the message in all this. Allow others to take care of some of that for you. And you often find that they'll do it better than you will. And they'll enjoy doing it maybe more than you do. And as you continue doing this, it creates efficiency and very high standards. That's the byproduct. Moving on. Let's assess your communication skills. Can you confidently speak in public? Do you know how to lead meetings effectively? You need to evaluate your communication abilities and do it honestly. As a manager, you frequently find yourself addressing groups, whether it's team meetings, maybe presentations, or you're talking to senior management. Maybe you're even speaking at industry events, I don't know. But having strong public speaking skills, which is, by the way, very teachable. There's formats, there's things you can learn from that. But in order for you to be effective at public speaking, you have to practice and you have to be confident. Those two things, practice creates confidence. I assure you. This is podcast 100 and something. I get a little more confident each time I do one of these. Going back to several years ago when I did number one, I'm speaking to over 100,000 people right now. You have to be able to confidently convey your ideas and inspire action. That's public speaking skills. That's your speaking skills, your management, meetings, confidence, communication, and it's all teachable. You just have to go find the resource that's going to give that to you. And again, we've got it all in our course catalog. And lastly, and these may or may not be in prioritization, but this is one I'm particularly high on, is your ability to provide feedback and resolve conflicts. As a manager, you deliver constructive feedback. You have to address performance gaps. It's a must. And sometimes you have to mediate interpersonal conflicts, whether that conflict is peer-to-peer, between you and a direct report, between you and your boss. However, in all the years I've been doing this, I find, and you may be one of those, many managers struggle with this. That's no surprise. And this struggle, it creates erosion to the respect others are giving you. It's one of the most important skills you have to be comfortable with is getting uncomfortable, is having uncomfortable conversations. But let me tell you, I promise you, if you avoid it, you'll never get comfortable with it. And I also promise you, if you'll throw yourself into the game using the proper skills and tactics and techniques, you're going to become very comfortable with it. You'll be a master at it, and I'm going to help you out. The top of the show notes, I'm going to put a link to my book, A Roadmap to Difficult Conversations. It's on Amazon. I'm going to link you to the free version. Please download it. Leave a positive review if you want to. That would sure help me on the algorithm at Amazon. And it's free. I'm not making a dime off of this. I'm just trying to help others, just like you, get more comfortable with this particular topic of difficult conversations. I see it so often. I see it as one of the biggest gaps that moving up in your leadership authority and your ability, it's one of the biggest gaps that exist. And within A Roadmap to Difficult Conversations on Amazon, I give you the architecture, the blueprint. Here's how you do it, and here's all the mindsets you have to have in order to be effective at it. And while I'm here, I'm also going to put a link, speaking of developing yourselves, while I'm here, I'm going to put a link to sign up for our newsletter. Please sign up for it. Get weekly leadership tips. There's no spam. We're not going to sell your information. Please take advantage. You're here on the podcast. Take advantage of the great leadership tips we share each week. We'll invite you to webinars. We're always offering free tools that you can benefit from. And it's all things that will allow you to learn and grow as a great boss. Now, back to constructive feedback. Developing the skills to provide helpful, keyword, helpful guidance. Often these can turn into arguments or disagreements, or the way you approach it shuts down hearing. And so you resolve nothing. So in order to be helpful, to influence positively and resolve conflicts fairly, diplomatically, it's invaluable in your leadership role to have this in your toolbox and to be very good at it. And here's a couple pro tips on that, just to give you a flavor of what is absolutely incumbent on you to be effective at difficult conversations. Ask first. This is always ask first. Do not begin telling first. Ask first. Ask first, and the best way to do it is ask their opinion on whatever the issue is. If it's a skill, if it's a situation, whatever it is, ask their opinion on this before you ever give any kind of feedback. Do not play your hand. Ask an open-ended question like, so I wanted to talk to you about fill in the blank. How's that going for you? This open-ended approach gets them talking, because you want to create a dialogue, not a monologue, which I will, in just a second, share the importance of that and why that's so important. But the first thing you have to embrace is you cannot go into a difficult conversations thinking you have all the information. There's always three stories. There's what you know, either you've seen it or you've heard it from somebody else, but that's only what you know. You do not know their intentions. You do not know their reasons. You need to get to the third story, which is the truth of the matter. Don't set a trap for yourself thinking you know the entirety of the situation. You just don't think you do. At least give yourself the benefit and avoid the potential trap of saying something that is going to be disagreed on. Because the last thing you want is an argument. People stop hearing, conversation goes nowhere, complete waste of their time and your time, and you've gotten nothing done. Follow my tips, and you'll make progress. And very often when you ask them first, they'll tell you. At least you'll know their story. You'll know where it may have come off the rails, and then you can go in from there. Avoid telling them first. It's much more likely for them to buy into change if they commit to a change themselves versus being told what to change or what to do. Think about that yourself. Are you more likely to do something you told somebody else you would do versus what somebody told you to do? Your mind's always more motivated to do it that way. That is a key element of change management. So let me start wrapping this up. In conclusion, to grow and lead and take on more responsibilities as you climb the ladder of success, it's crucial to take inventory and assess your skills. Know where you're at, honestly. Maybe ask your boss. Maybe ask your peers. Ask your direct reports. That's very brave. Reflect on your leadership style. Foster your team's growth. Prioritize and delegate effectively. Assess and enhance your communication abilities and become comfortable with feedback and conflict resolution. You have those, I think that's 5 things. You have those things dialed in, you're going to be pretty damn good. Remember, always remember, being a boss is not just about the authority. It's about empowering others to succeed. As I started this podcast out, this is about empowering others to succeed. Embrace the challenges, embrace the opportunities, and constantly be working on developing your skills and strive. That's why, again, you're here today and listening to this podcast. You're striving to become the boss you aspire to be. Good luck in your journey. I got your back. If you ever need anything from us, please. I'm always here to help. My team's always here to help. Thanks for listening today. And we will, in fact, talk again next week. Well, that's a wrap on another episode of the Business Mechanic Show. If today's content resonates with you, then you're going to love what we have to offer. For those of you who are ready to take your business or personal career to the next level, we have an array of training and coaching services tailored just for you. From performance coaching designed to enhance your potential, to executive coaching that guides leaders to steer their ships towards greater success. Are you in sales management or looking to fortify your leadership acumen? Dive into our sales management training and coaching. Not only will it sharpen your strategies, but it will also provide you an ROI that's undeniable. Remember, the best investment you can make is in yourself and your team. For those seeking flexible learning options, we're excited to share our online and in-person management leadership classes. These aren't just your typical courses. They are meticulously crafted, ensuring that they align with your unique needs and aspirations. And the best part, prices start at just $47 per month, making top-tier coaching and training accessible for everyone. Your growth, both personally and professionally, can have a ripple effect, the one I call the transformational triangle of change. The skills you learn, the perspectives you gain, and the efficiencies you create can translate into increased revenues, more cohesive teams, and an enriched company culture. So why wait? The potential ROI on this investment isn't just in dollars, it's in the progressive future you're carving out for yourself and your organization. Thanks once again for tuning in. And remember, every business needs a tune-up every now and then. Let the Business Mechanic Show be your guide. Check out our website, rdltraining.com, to discover more details on our programs and coaches. We have a link in the show notes to guide you there. Until next time, we're out of here.